Warning, this is a pest control and hunting video. If you're bothered by this, don't watch. If you're a snowflake, don't bother with a comment. I don't care. If you're interested in hunting and pesting, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. This area is starting the repurposed chicken barns, and these are some of the smaller ones. And you'll find groundhogs and a lot of starlings and house sparrows and things like that around these. And you also have to take into account that there's people who live close by. These are mostly people that work on the farm, and you have to be aware of where everything and everybody is. Any structure like this, you're liable to find groundhogs and things like that around, rats. Of course, you go to the loading areas for the cattle. Speaking of which, you have the cows that you have to be aware of, all the livestock. There's goats and things here too. As you see the size of this operation, this one's huge right here. The feed truck just passed us by, and these repurposed chicken barns go forever. And then again, another spot where somebody lives. This is Butch, one of the farm workers here. There's silos just all over. And you have to look at all of this stuff. I mean, you never can tell where the pests are going to show up. So you're out here looking and trying to keep track of this. So there's a lot of opportunities, but there's also a lot of challenges in trying to help with the pest control in these areas. You have like brush piles and things like that that'll hold groundhogs and all manner of things. And then you just have literally acres and acres. This is just one soybean field here that just goes on. There's a, can't really see it, but if you look at that tree line way down at the bottom of the hill, there's a creek called the Garrison down there. In this area you can start seeing some of the cornfields, and this area in the bottom down here was just cleared out last year, and it's got coyotes and groundhogs and other critters, but you can see these cornfields go on just acres and acres. There's even more of the soybean field, which it's like 3/4 of a mile or more just down this little gravel road that I'm driving just to get past this one field. And again, more cornfields, which we're going to be going through it in just a minute. And it's probably a half mile to cut through it. But we're about to cross a little branch right here. And again, this, I can go all the way around this field another at least 1.5 miles. Crossing over a little creek, and then we'll go in between the cornfields. out of this cornfield, we're back to more of the repurposed chicken barns, and these are some of the big ones. But again, we also have a house sitting here that we have to be aware of. These are big chicken barns that have been repurposed to hold equipment and junk, whatever they need it to work. And of course, the groundhogs love areas like this. We don't see a lot back here for some reason, but this is the type of spot you would look for them. And it may just be timing. I may just have not been here when they were out. And then we're back to the other side of the cornfields now. Here are some more of the bovine residents. It's warm today. They're hiding in the shade. Always keep track of these feeding areas where they feed the cattle. And these areas like this, anything that's got a place where things can hide, you'll find all the varmints that you're looking for along these areas. You always check your fence rows, especially in the afternoons if you're groundhog hunting. You want to check the side with the shorter grass, because they'll come out and graze in these areas like this. We always come up and check the backyards, houses, shops, but you just have to be careful. And this is where air rifles work, where powder burners won't. This is the kind of place that they really shine. Now we're pulling into the area where actually I do most of my pest control at this location. And you can see this is a feed store. And there's a workshop for the big trucks. There's grain silos, an old dairy. And there's the feed store and the open bins that a lot of people are familiar with from my videos. But this is where we do the majority of our shooting right here. And these big silos will have pigeons, groundhogs, and things like that down around this area, which we've killed a lot of them here because they just move in and out. You kill one and more will move right back in. And it's midday, so there's really not much moving, but this afternoon these bins will be full of birds and rats and everything else. Now this is the area where the trucks come in and fuel in the afternoons. And this bank right here, the groundhogs love. And this big equipment shed, just they have a terrible time with blackbirds and the collared doves get in there and nest, and they just make a mess out of everything. So we really do a lot of shooting right here. But you got to be careful, because you need to either have a lower powered air rifle or turn yours down, because you'll punch holes in all the roofs, and they really don't like that when you do that. So I'm gonna make a little turn up through here. This is the back of the feed bins. A lot of groundhogs have been killed right here. One of the farm workers here getting some equipment. Actually, he's up here cutting the grass. Then we go to another section that I always check behind these equipment sheds. This is another big place where they work on their paving equipment. This is a paving company. The family owns all this. But you have to check between all of this equipment and try to get a good shot if you see a groundhog or something in here. But these are the things you have to deal with when doing pest control for people. So hope you enjoyed this and see what we do, and some of the things we do it around, which make it a challenge. Thanks for stopping in. We'll see you on the next one.